There is one soldier that is the most decorated soldier in all of history that multiple nations look to this one individual and say, yes, that is the most honored and decorated soldier of all time. Hey, it's Lucas Skrobot, and you're listening to Weaver and Loom. There is one individual that every country recognizes as the most honored soldier of all time. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. And the most honored and decorated soldier is the unknown soldier. That's right. In multiple nations like Zimbabwe, the Ukraine, Russia, UK, Jordan, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Egypt, Turkey, and America, Venezuela, they have all set up tombs and monuments to commemorate and remember the sacrifices of men and women who have gone to war and come back and have not come back, and their bodies have never been identified. Now, today, with DNA testing, it's much harder to actually come across a body that's unidentifiable. But 30 years ago, it was common for hundreds of bodies to come back from war where they were not able to identify the remains of that person. And so what these nations do is they set up these monuments from their wars to a tomb to an unknown soldier that they honor and commemorate to remember the sacrifices of men and women, nameless and faceless, who aren't recognized, who aren't able to be honored, who aren't able to have a proper burial where their families can come and visit their grave. But the nations honor these individuals as those greatest in a nation. In America, in Arlington National Cemetery, there is a tomb to an unknown soldier, and they have a guard who stands day and night, actually marches 21 steps, stops, turns, waits 21 seconds, turns again, marches 21 steps back, stops, turns, waits 21 seconds. And he does this day and night. They take shifts. During the day, they're 30-minute rotation, and there's this huge ceremony for the changing of the guard. And at night, they have 2-hour shifts. But for 2 hours or 30 minutes or an hour, depending on the time in the season, these soldiers stand guard in front of the tomb of the unknown soldier. Now, in order to get this rank, in order to receive this position, to pace back and forth in front of a tomb every day, all day for your entire career, you have to pass a stringent training. And it's a highly sought after and rare position to be able to get. You have to be a specific height. You have to be of the top of the top of the top of your class. It's extremely honorable to be able to be a guard who guards the tomb of the unknown soldier. Now, it made me think about who we are as creatives, as individuals, as artists, as business owners. And I want to challenge and encourage us to not always strive to be seen, to not always strive for the next flashy moment, but to ask ourselves, what does it mean to truly be great? Because these men and women who died without a real burial, they have been honored as some of the greatest men and women of all time, even though their names may not be remembered, even though their acts may not be known. But nations all across the world recognize that it's the sacrifices of men and women who've given their lives for a purpose, for a cause that's greater than themselves. They recognize that this is something that we honor as a society. At Weaver and Loom, we talk about weaving our own destinies, about understanding and being change makers in our own story, taking responsibility for our lives and for the lives of those around us. So today I want to pose a question to you and ask you, what does it mean in your life to be great? Because greatness looks like different things for each and every one of us. It doesn't look like fame. It doesn't always look like riches. I think there are many, many moms across the globe who are great women because of the amount of care and affection and energy that they pour into their children's children, that they pour into their children, that their children might grow up to be healthy, whole, and successful individuals. So what does it mean for you to be great? What does greatness look like for you? We can go through our lives chasing accolades, chasing recognition, but end up at the end of our days empty, alone, discouraged, full of regret, because we missed the opportunity to truly be great because we were chasing other people's prerogatives, because we were chasing the attention and the fame and the metrics of other people around us. But as artists, we need to break free from worrying about what other people are going to think of us. And we need to step into our destiny. We need to step into our purpose. We need to step up to the loom and begin to weave that which we were called to do. And that takes courage, that takes strength, that takes standing up, it takes speaking truth, it takes seeking truth, it requires us to know what we were created to do. And that takes an incredible amount of self-awareness, attentiveness, of quietness to search our hearts, to really know what's in there, to make sure that we're not just chasing the next like, that we're not just chasing the next fad, we're not just jumping on the next bandwagon, but that we are leaving the masses and leaving the crowds to follow something that we know is unique to us, to follow something that we know will lead to true greatness, that will lead us to a mountaintop that we aspire to. Not what the masses might say is cool today, but then fades tomorrow. Thank you for listening to this episode of Weaver and Loom. If you have any questions, please visit lucasskrobot.com and send me a voice memo right there on the website where you can ask a question that will show up here on Weaver and Loom. And if you found this episode helpful and challenging, please share it with one friend today. As always, I'm Lucas Skrobot, and this is Weaver and Loom, where destiny is woven.